So the PlayStation blog has revealed the PS Plus Essential, Extra, and Premium games coming in the month of September. This list has some absolute banger games on it. Guys, stay tuned for that. We're going to get into every one of these games and what you can expect if you are a PS Plus subscriber this month. But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, and let us know down below what you think of these games, which one you are most excited for if you are a PS Plus Premium, Extra, or Essential subscriber. I'm LittleBobby here with 59 Gaming Direct. Let's get right into this list. The first big one on the Essential tier is going to be Need for Speed Heat. Need for Speed Heat is a Need for Speed game. They did a reboot of the franchise a few years back, have done a couple releases since then. This one came out back in 2019 and it received pretty decent reviews. Need for Speed Heat is in the tradition of Need for Speed games, more of an arcadey racer, not super realistic, but a whole lot of fun. It does take place in an open world, kind of like the Forza games, where you can kind of roll around, engage in missions and races and things like that. There is a storyline. So be sure to check this one out, especially if you have this Essential tier, because this is a good one if you're a racing game fan. And next up on the list, we have Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. This is a PS4 game. It's kind of like a side-scrolling brawler fighting game. You engage in missions, go through the levels, fight a whole bunch of different enemies in kind of a side-scroll fighting style game, almost like a beat 'em up, but it does also include RPG elements such as leveling and skills that you can add to your characters as you go through. You can also play solo or with friends to fight big waves of enemies as you're going through this action RPG. It does have a beautiful art style reminiscent of a lot of recent Japanese RPG games, and I really suggest you at least check this one out. It looks beautiful. It looks like it plays great, so I'm hoping to get my hands on this one as soon as it comes out. And finally, for the Essential tier, we have Toem. This is a cute little hand-drawn style adventure game where you kind of help characters solve their problems by taking photos at opportune times. Looks like a really fun little adventure game. Might be worth checking out if you're looking for something simple to relax with. So definitely keep your eyes on this one. And next up on the Extra tier is going to be games available starting September 20th. The first one is an absolute awesome title to get for free, quote unquote, with your subscription. It is Deathloop. This is a PS5 exclusive. Sorry, PS4 players, but this one is made for PS5 only. Developer Arcane Lion returns with a first-person shooter tale of two rival assassins trapped in a mysterious time loop on the island of Black Reef. This game was my personal pick for Game of the Year last year. Obviously, It Takes Two won, and that's a fantastic game, but I loved Deathloop. A lot of people were kind of hot and cold on it. Some people either loved it or hated it. I personally loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm really one of those people who enjoys like time loop, time travel stories, and I thought it was a really great thing. The aesthetic of the game is incredible. The way the gameplay loop works is also really, really engaging. You kind of have to pick what you want to take with you to your next loop and make sure that you are making those choices that are going to be most beneficial to your play style and how you decide to go about the game. You can also gather intel and you can find other secrets and things like that around the maps as you go through that'll change depending on the time of day that you decide to go through each part of the map. I thought that was super engaging, super fun. It made for a great gameplay experience in my opinion. So Deathloop, if you are a PS5 owner, is something that you are going to want to check out if you haven't done it already. Next up is Assassin's Creed Origins. Now this is a PS4 game, but if you own a PS5, you're going to benefit from the enhanced features patch that just came out recently, which includes like 60 FPS, 4K gameplay, and it's going to make for a better journey through this game. Now the new Assassin's Creed games are not really my cup of tea, but it's just like Deathloop, where I've had friends who they love the new Assassin's Creed games. Maybe they couldn't get into the older ones, but the new ones with their huge open worlds, their tons of stuff to do, and their big, deep RPG leveling systems really appeal to some people. And this is a game that you're going to be able to get 80, 100, 120 hours out of easily if you're trying to do everything. Basically, any Assassin's Creed since Assassin's Creed 2 is going to have a ton of stuff to do in it, but these games since Origins have taken it to the absolute next step, and they have become huge sprawling games. So if you're a fan of those big long games that you can just lose hours and hours into, this is going to be one for you. So make sure you check that out if you're a PS Plus Extra member. Coming in third is Watchdogs 2. Now, the original Watchdogs I played quite a bit. It was kind of like a tech noir take on the Assassin's Creed franchise, obviously made by Ubisoft. big open world. You get to mess with the electronics and pocket devices that people have to create distractions, things like that in the first game. The second game came out and it was actually kind of underhyped, but I've heard that it was really, really great. Having played the first Watchdogs quite a bit, I'm gonna finally get a chance to check out Watchdogs 2, which I haven't had a chance to do yet. And if you like the first Watchdogs, I've heard there's nothing but improvements made in Watchdogs 2. Every system has gotten deeper, the RPG kind of elements have gotten a little deeper, the world has gotten better. So make sure you check this one out if you did like the original Watchdogs and haven't had the chance to play Watchdogs 2 yet. It's going to be a big open game, kind of like Assassin's Creed Origins, where you're going to have a lot of hours to sink into this. You also have co-op and adversarial, like PvP multiplayer that you can get into with this game, just like the first one. And I'm hoping it's the hack system, because that was a lot of fun to go through a mission, get hacked, kind of like Elden Ring when you get invaded and have to fight someone off and then continue your mission. It's a whole lot of fun. Next up, for all you Dragon Ball fans, Xenoverse 2 is coming out, and I have a sneaking suspicion that this has something to do with the recent release of Dragon Ball Super Superhero, the movie that came out, because everything seems to be having something with Dragon Ball in it lately. We saw Fortnite pick up that big Dragon Ball collaboration they did. That event went for a couple weeks. Now we're seeing PS Plus doing Xenoverse 2. I've heard rumors of a PUBG crossover with Dragon Ball. So everyone right now is kind of going Dragon Ball crazy, and Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is a really cool game. It's got a lot of the historic moments from the Dragon Ball games. It's kind of a beat 'em up brawler action RPG where you can build your character and take part in the legend, like from your own vantage point. It's a really awesome experience. Make sure you check this one out if you're a fan of the Dragon Ball series, especially. Even if you're not, it might kind of get you into it, because it does go through a lot of the moments that made the series so popular for the last 35 years. And next on the list is Spiritfarer Farewell Edition for PS4. This management game about dying has you playing as Stella, ferrymaster to the deceased. Now, if that's not something to at least pique your interest in the game, I don't know what's going to do it. It looks like this is a management game. The description goes on to read, build a boat to explore the world and befriend and care for spirits before finally releasing them into the afterlife. To me, that sounds like such a deep emotional premise that I'm so interested in checking this game out. I'm not really a huge fan of management games, but if a game has a premise that interests me just in terms of the story, I will always check it out no matter what type of game it is. So if this sounds like it's interesting to you, or if you just like management games where you farm and fish and harvest and do things like that, then you might want to check out Spiritfarer if you're an extra member. Next up is Chicory, A Colorful Tale for PS4. The description reads, this top-down adventure game is set in a coloring book world where you can draw on anything, using your painting powers to explore new places, solve puzzles, and unlock abilities to reach new locations. That to me sounds awesome. Once again, the gameplay there is what is intriguing me. I love the fact that PlayStation Plus is putting on a lot of smaller indie titles with interesting premises on, like a lot of puzzle games, like Hue has been on there, Little Nightmares I believe was on there, just stuff like that that's coming through and letting people experience different types of games other than the normal AAA that they see advertised everywhere on billboards and commercials. I can't wait to get a look at this one. Next up is Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 5. This one's going to be for PS4 and PS5, so if you're a PS5 owner, you're going to enjoy the enhancements that come along with having a game on PS5. Race to become champion, race against friends, and even build the perfect track in this indoor Supercross sim. Take on career mode, moving from 250XX up to challenging the heroes of the 450X class, all while keeping your rider racing fit to achieve ultimate success. I'm not a fan of racing games generally. I'm okay with arcadey ones, so maybe I'll check this one out. But if you are a fan of racing games, especially like Supercross games, this one is something to keep on your radar, coming with PS Extra. Next up is Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX, PS4, PS5 title. Again, for a PS5 title, this is going to give you those enhancements that tend to come with PS5 games. Description reads, it's complete with new HD graphics, gameplay improvements, and animations. Rediscover all the levels from the original Miracle World, as well as brand new levels which expand the lore and story behind Alex Kidd. This is a game that I remember playing as a very young child on my Sega Genesis, and it always served as just a great little side-scrolling 2D platformer. It looks like the DX version is just, everything has been touched up, and it gives you a really cool new art style to go along with it. This is going to be a real fun, simple game for you to play through if you want to do it. Probably going to have some easy trophies, so keep your eyes on that. After that is Rabbids Invasion, the interactive TV show, PS4. Play through 20 Rabbids Invasion episodes, interacting with cuddly critters while the show runs, competing with friends and family to chase high scores and unlock new content. This one looks like it's a very cool little interactive TV show, just like it says. You get to play through the episodes, see various things go on, and you have control over what happens. So make sure if you're a fan of Rabbids, you check this one out. Looks like it'll be a blast. Then we get Rayman Legends. This is a PS4 game that's coming back. Rayman and friends return in this fantastic 2D platformer, packed with all new levels, packed with inventive challenges that'll test your reflexes, and your friends with 4-player co-op online and local modes, as well as unlockable minigames and even stages from the original Rayman Origins. This game is really good. It's been given away for free on Epic. It's been given away for free, I think, on Steam. I think I have it on GOG. I got it for free. This is one of those games that they give away for free every once in a while, and it's absolutely worth it just to pick it up and play through it if you're a fan of 2D platformers at all. This is a fantastic and beautiful addition to the PlayStation Extra tier. I highly recommend you check this one out because it feels great to have a Rayman game back kind of in the spotlight again. And finally, on the Extra tier, we have Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the Game Complete Edition for PS4. Rediscover the beloved 2D arcade style beat 'em up inspired by the iconic comic book series and movie Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Play as your favorite characters, level up and learn new awesome abilities, unlock secret items and modes, summon powerful allies, and more. So this is a game where you can play multiplayer, you can play through, and remember, you're fighting your way to defeat the League of Ramona's evil exes. That's the whole thing about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. This game is a really adorable game in terms of its art style. It's got all this chibi animation, and the beat 'em up is pretty solid. I had a friend who picked this up when it came out on Switch a few years ago. She let me play the game because she loved Scott Pilgrim, and she recommended that I play it. So I went to her place, played the game, and I thought it was a whole lot of fun. Definitely check this one out if you're a fan of the beat 'em up style games, because it really does feel like an old arcade game, similar to like the Simpsons games or the Ninja Turtle games, if you remember those. And now we move on to the PS Plus Premium tier, starting with Siphon Filter 2. Agency operatives Gabe Logan and Lian Jing discover that a plot to sell off the deadly Siphon Filter virus stems from within their own organization. I remember playing this game back on PS1. This is a really classic PS1 title. If you were there, you're going to remember. If not, you're new, check it out. It might be something you like. Remember, PS1 games basically are all going to feel janky nowadays. There's not very many that really hold up in their gameplay. It was that awkward time where 3D gaming was just starting and getting refined, right? Not everything was going to be Ocarina of Time or Super Mario 64. So these games can feel a little slow, a little sluggish, a little janky in their controls, but overall, if you want to try out an old PlayStation 1 game that was released in 2000, Siphon Filter is not a bad place to start. And then we got 3 games from the Sly Cooper family. We have the Sly Collection for PS3, which features a trio of stealth action adventure games in the form of the original Sly Cooper, Sly 2, Band of Thieves, and Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves. We also have Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. I believe this was the 4th game, so it's just another sequel in the Sly Collection. And then we have Bentley's Hack Pack, which was a kind of mini game based game around the Sly Cooper franchise. What it does have is the mini games that appeared in Sly Cooper Thieves of Time, but it has 20 additional levels and 100 challenges to each game. So that's going to be a whole lot of Sly Cooper actions for you fans. I know our boy Lethal is going to be stoked about this. So make sure if you're a fan of Sly Cooper, you've got that PS Plus Premium tier this month, because you're going to get a lot of content. Then we've got Toy Story 3. This was a PSP game. Help Buzz, Woody, and the rest of the toys ensure no toys get left behind, and enjoy mini games in this adventure originally released on the PSP, now enhanced with up-rendering, rewind, quick save, and custom video filters. Lastly is Kingdom of Paradise for PSP. This is an epic action RPG with an outcast swordsman, one of the last of his clan, who must unlock secrets once thought lost and restore harmony to the land. So guys, this one looks like a really cool action RPG, and this is impressive for the PSP era because this was before the Vita. Vita games were basically PS2 games that you could take on the go. The PSP, that was a little simpler. That was maybe a little stronger than the PS1. So having something this size on that is really cool, and now we get to relive that, having that available if you are a PS Plus Premium member. That's it. That's the roundup. This is all the games coming to you this month if you are a PS Plus Essential, Extra, or Premium subscriber. And guys, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more content like news, reviews, and other stuff that we make here on 5-9 Gaming Direct. I'm LittleBobby. I want to thank you so much for watching today, and I hope we see you soon.